since I've done one of these, and I apologize for that. I read very little over winter, and I recently picked back up into my normal reading speed. I got really wrapped up in Dreamlight Valley and watching other TV shows and stuff, and I just didn't make that much time for reading. So, with that being said, though, I finally have read enough that I think makes sense to finally film a book review video. So these are the books that I read in winter of 2022, as well as winter of 2023. It's mid-February now, but I think by the time I film my next book review video, it'll technically be spring. So this is just gonna be my winter of this year video. So I read some really good books though, and I'm really excited to talk about them with you. So tonight I will be reviewing the books that I read in the last couple months. I'll be talking about them and of course making some lovely ASMR sounds. So page flipping, book tapping, book tracing, book spine tapping, both finger pad and fingernails. So let's get into it, shall we? So the first book is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This was the coziest book I may have ever read in my life. This book was so sweet and so cute. It was, if you need something like a pick-me-up and you like fantasy, you have to read this book. It is phenomenal. I think I rated it like a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads. So this is about an orc who retires from her battle days and goes to open a coffee shop in a town that has never really heard of coffee. And it is just the sweetest book. Things go wrong, but not in like a stressful manner. And it's just kind of about like finding a place where you belong and following your dreams, even if it's like whatever, if everyone's like surprised by, you know, what it is you choose to do with your life, just doing what makes you happy. And I mean, it's got that cozy coffee shop vibe mixed with fantasy because it's set in like a, I think it's like kind of set in like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of setting. It's so sweet. I really enjoyed this book. They have all kinds of different fantasy characters and the cozy small town coffee shop vibe, but set in a fantasy world, so that's super fun. But there's all the mythical creatures, and it's a very quick read. And I think they set it up for a second one. I'm pretty sure this was the debut book for this author, and I thought that this was such a fun like debut book to write. So we need more books like this. It was heartwarming. It had some funny moments too, and I just really enjoyed it. This is like such an escapist book, and I loved it. So that it was fun. I will say, I think I didn't rate it like a 5 out of 5 because it was kind of boring in some parts, but again, that's like the allure of it, you know? It's like watching someone do something kind of boring but like comforting, and that's honestly the charm of this book. And again, it was very short, so, but it was fun and I loved it. Okay, next is, I talked a lot about this one in my, I think, most recent book video, but I read The Way of Kings by Sanderson. This one took me so long to read. This, I think, took me like 5 weeks to read, I think. It is huge, and I have the second one, and I will be reading it soon. I love this book so much. I'm so excited to finish this series. Why did nobody tell me about this series, like this level of fantasy? It makes me feel like I didn't know fantasy, like I didn't know what I was talking about. This is a real epic fantasy book, and it's set in such a unique world. The characters are brilliant. I cannot recommend this book enough. 5 out of 5, if not 8 out of 5. Like, I love it so much. And I've heard that the second one is even better. So I am just floored by the writing of this book and the character development. The world is incredible. One of my favorite things about this world is that their currency is like gems, basically, but stones that have like color, or excuse me, light and stuff. And like, I don't know, it's just everything I think about this world is so unique and so detailed. Obviously, look at this. And I loved it. I loved it so much. And I'm very much new to like this epic fantasy area of fiction, because typically I just read like normal fantasy. So it's so good. But I just can't wait to see where this goes. And I've like held off on reading the second one so that I was able to read other books to have a book review video for you. So I just love this book so much. And Kaladin is one of the characters in this book, and I just love him so much. He's so noble and like a hero, but just humble. I don't know. I love him. I love him. I love everything about this book. I loved all the characters. It does jump back and forth between different characters and what's going on with them. And more I've been enjoying that kind of perspective in books. So it's so good. I will say a lot of this book is very war heavy, very battle heavy. So if that bores you, I get it. But I will say the politics and the underlying themes, creatures, dynamics, it's just so good. It's so good. I can't recommend it enough. So anyways, I'm very excited to read the rest of the series. It's so good. If you have don't give me more recommendations like this, because I know this is all I'll ever read. I imagine I'll probably continue. I'll finish this series, which is going to take me a while, so. And then I'll probably read some other, who's the other guy? I think it's like Patrick, Rothfuss, maybe. I don't know his last name. I believe that's who it is. There's another person another author similar to Brandon Sanderson who writes what I believe similar books. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they look very similar, so. Okay, next, actually I'm gonna do this one next. Braiding Sweetgrass. Whoever recommended this book to me, thank you so much. This book was phenomenal. Oh my gosh, look at all the tabs that I have bookmarked. So this is a non-fiction book, and it is a beautiful book that combines plant science with information on Native American indigenous culture. And it's specifically in America. So it really intertwines the history of Native Americans in America, which is not great, and their view of nature and their connection to nature, and I just resonated with it so much, and it was such a refreshing read. I was in a really bad depressive episode around Christmas, and I started this book like the day after Christmas, I think, and I needed it, let me tell you. It was so beautiful, and she's a professor, I believe. She's a professor at SUNY, SUNY, of environmental biology, and she is also indigenous, and if it was just about like plant science and like plant biology, I wouldn't be that interested in it, even though I am interested. But I also just easily tune out the second I feel like something is like over my like comprehension level. But what I mostly got out of this book was there was a lot of these highlights are like scientific facts that I just thought were absolutely so interesting. But the beauty of indigenous wisdom and culture and views of the world around them and how we're connected to Earth. I don't know, it's probably not religion, but their spirituality is just beautiful. And I think we have so much to learn from indigenous tribes, and I barely know anybody that is indigenous. I know like one person, and that's so sad to me, because I believe truly, especially after reading this book, that they have so much to teach us. If you're indigenous, you have so much to teach us, and I know that's a huge burden, and I can absolutely understand that, especially after reading this book where they talk about how few people even know the languages anymore. That shocked me. So again, I'm not going to here to have a soapbox about this, but this book is amazing, and it's beautiful, and it's uplifting, and it's harrowing in some aspects too, though, because there is a dark side, obviously, to things that we have done to our planet. But it made me so passionate to reconnect with nature, and I just loved it. It did take me a while to read. The print is fairly small, and it's not, I would say it's heavy, but it's not light. So, but it's beautiful, and I want to soak up all the knowledge that I can of indigenous people, because we certainly were not taught that in school. So if you have recommendations of anything like this, or ways that I can just learn more about indigenous culture and wisdom and things like that, hopefully not to, of course, culturally appropriate or step on anyone's toes, of course, but anyways I can educate myself, please share, because it's important to me. So beautiful. And it just made you, when I was reading, I just felt very much in love with the earth, and that was a feeling I needed to kind of reconnect with myself. So okay, next is, I won't talk too much about this one because it's like the 18th book in a series, and you probably don't care, but if you know me, you know how much I love the Inspector Gamache series by Louise. This is A World of Curiosities, which I think is genuinely the 18th book in this series. If you are new here or haven't heard of this series, it is a fictional thriller, crime, murder, mystery series set in a remote village in Canada. And it's very much cozy mixed with murder mystery, but there's a level of intelligence, like it's not just fluff. I mean, it is a murder series, so it can't be like super fluffy. But I love this series. The character development in this series is amazing. I love her. I love Louise Penny's writing so much, and this is truly one of my favorite series of all time. I own all of the books. They have a special spot in my bedroom, and I adore this series. This one was very good. I liked this much better than the last one. Again, I'm not going to tell you too much about the plot because it's not going to matter to you if you haven't read the series, but I loved it. It was fantastic. It was really cool. The amount of thought that she put into the details and tie-ins to like real world stuff, not like current events, but just like real history, was very interesting, and I really liked this book. This one had very much an emphasis on art, so if you're an art nerd, I feel like this would be a very fun book for you to read. So loved this one. Okay, next, a few of you recommended this book to me, is Duology, and I am so grateful. I'm so grateful for the recommendations that you all give me, because I truly try to read as many as I can. Of course, I have a book buying problem, so I try not to just constantly buy books, but I add like all of your books to my TBR list on Goodreads. Multiple people, I kept seeing this title pop up, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy this one and read it. You guys, oh my god. This book was so good. Are you joking? Are you joking? I just got the second one in the mail, and it's probably gonna be my next book that I read. was so good, so good. Oh my god. This book was dark though. I will say this book is dark. But it's dark in the way that it's a very emotional book, and it's not a lot of happy things happen in this book. But oh my god, this book, not only was the world very unique, the setting, the what do you call it? The setting was very unique, but also the characters, yes, characters were unique to the main character. I loved him so much. But I don't want to spoil anything. How would I word it without spoiling anything? The magic in it, the magic is very unique. The magical elements are very unique and interesting. The connections between the people are interesting. There's a lot of underlying themes, as always, as I feel like that's a lot of, fiction, especially fantasy fiction. It is just such a unique story, and it was just beautiful and absolutely heartbreaking. I am very upset about the ending, and, it's a if you know, you know situation. That was so upsetting. Oh my god. But man, this book is so good. It's just beautifully written. So basically, I'll give you the gist of the non-spoiler, kind of like my summary of what the book is without spoiling anything. So there is an orphan boy who grows up and he becomes like a librarian of sorts, and gets really into books, but he's always had this memory of this place that like no one believes in, and it's supposed to be like this magical perfect place, and it's called Weep. And he's obsessed with it. Anytime he can find any information on it, he's constantly reading to try to find information on it. And I'll leave it at that because I can't say anything else. But it's a little bit slow to get started, but absolutely necessary, I think, after kind of hindsight. But man, I wasn't expecting. There was a lot of twists in this book, which I loved. Really kept me interested. I could have put this book down. And it was a fantasy fiction like I've never read, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was so memorable. The way it made me feel was very memorable, and I think that's the best thing that you can get from a book. So it's amazing, and I cannot wait to read the second one. So don't spoil anything for me in the comments if you've read them both. Okay, next is I read these two books, and I binged them because they're very fast reads. I'm going to show you why. Look at okay, first of all, every chapter is 2 pages, so there's 100 chapters, but also the lines are all justified, so there's a lot of space on the pages. Anyways, this is a crime thriller series that I read. I read the first one a few months ago. The first one is called Eye for Eye. The second one is Tooth for Tooth, and the third one is Life for Life. This is a very fast-paced, modern crime thriller series, and it's good. I think I rated it 4 out of 5. I very much liked it. It felt, even though, okay, it doesn't have really anything to do in similarity with the show Dexter, but it somehow very much reminds me of Dexter. Probably because it's in Florida and it's a crime thriller. I don't know. Anyways, it's a good series. The only reason I knocked off a point is that some of the character dialogue is a little unbelievable, and it's not too bad. It doesn't fully take you out. It's just especially bad for the people that are supposed to be young, like teenager, college students. They do not talk like that. He should have consulted somebody, because this book was only written, this final one was only written a couple years ago, maybe last year, maybe 2020, I don't know. Recent, okay. He should have consulted and done his research, gone on TikTok, and just figured out how this generation would talk, because they just don't talk like how he writes the dialogue. But especially the fact that it's supposed to be in the 2015 time, you know, I don't know. So anyways, I was just kind of like, they would never say that. So anyways, besides that, it's very good. And it is messed up though, I will say. It is not light and fluffy. It is brutal. There's a lot of brutality in these books, but it's good. But I will say there is sexual brutality in these books, so a trigger warning on that. But it's very good. I very much like it. It's so fast-paced. It's a fun read. Like it's very much like a riveting read. I binged through them. I would just sit down and just like read them for hours. So if you're looking for a fun trilogy, highly recommend this series. I definitely liked it. It's very much like a thriller. Like it's good. So that was these two. I haven't done much page flipping, sorry. I get really wrapped up in talking about the reviews and forget that this is an ASMR video. I thought about doing like non-ASMR book review videos, but I don't know. I kind of like combining the two, you know? You have to let me know what you think. Like I could do it, but I'm also just kind of like, I like this like little niche of book ASMR specifically. I just love book sounds, so. This isn't a good book to do like a single page flips. I'll grab another one. Okay. Oh shoot, I guess it's the last one. Is it the last one? Yeah. So here is the last book that I have. Book of Night. I just finished this one. It was okay. I almost did not finish this one. I almost put it down at like 90 pages, I think, and it's only 300 pages. I'll tell you why I didn't love this book. First of all, let me tell you about what it was about. So, this is a book, this is Holly Black. I love Holly Black, by the way. She's like, in my opinion, one of the queens of young adult, like dark fantasy fiction. I remember reading the Tithe series growing up, and I was like, oh, this is like dark and like, I don't know, I just thought it was very unique for its time. So anyways, I really love her. She's a great fantasy fiction, especially in the world of like fae author. So this was her first break into the adult fantasy fiction genre. It didn't feel adult, I will say that. It didn't feel like there was really anything like separating it to make it a more adult than a young adult book. I think maybe there was a few like F-bombs dropped, but I mean, come on, be real. Be for real. But anyways, it is about, the premise is unique. It's basically a world where like shadow magic is a real thing. And everybody like knows about it, but it's like it's only recently talked about and like out in the open, so people can like control and alter their shadows specifically, which seems like such a weird avenue of magic, if that's the one, but whatever. And so yeah, that's the gist basically. But the main character is a longtime thief, and it centers around her, and just kind of like, it's a bit of a thriller and a mystery. But she kind of just has this axe to grind with this gentleman who, oh, I can't spoil anything. It's so hard. It is so hard. Anyways, it's a fantasy fiction book about shadow magic and living in the modern world. And like I said, people like know about the magic now. She steals like books about this type of magic specifically for like very high paying buyers. And yeah, that's the gist. Now let me tell you why I didn't like it, or why I rated it 3 out of 5. It ended very good. I really liked the ending, and that was like a nice bow to put on this package. However, the world building is so bad. It is so, so bad. She did not spend time building enough world, and she just kind of throws you in and uses like terms that like you just kind of have to pick up the context, but you can't pick up the context. It's impossible until like the end of the book. So I don't love that because it's confusing for no reason. The world building is just not there at all. And also the main character, they talk about how she's like so bad and she's very like anti-hero. And she's just like, you know, this bad person who's done bad things, but like they don't really elaborate on that much. Like she's a thief, okay, whatever. I don't know. They just kind of like talk about how bad she was as a kid or a teen, but like it doesn't seem that bad. I don't know. It's fine. The guy, her opposite lead in this, I like him. And I think that his story is interesting. And again, the way that this book ended, I would say it's worth a read. But go into it knowing that you're going to be very confused by the world building, or lack thereof, that Holly Black sets up for us, because it just doesn't click. And I don't like when people do that. Assume I am an idiot, okay? Assume I've never read a fiction book in my life, and I very much need you to tell me you need to hold my hand. And that doesn't mean that it can't be intelligent, you know? It's just like, I don't like, it's almost, to me, it's like arrogant to just like write as if this is the 5th book in the series or something, you know what I mean? So anyways, with that being said, I think by the time I finish it, I'm glad I finished it because it ended up being very, very good. But again, I probably will not keep this book, and I don't think I will continue to read the series because this book just came out, I think, this last year, and I don't think there is, the second one I don't think is out yet, so I don't think I'll be reading it. I don't care enough, and I have enough books to read, you know what I mean? Sorry, I'll do some nail flipping. But anyways, this is the last book that I have for you tonight. I always forget to do gripping and grasping too. I'll do some on a paperback. You guys will be proud of me too. I've actually been taking off the sleeves off of the books. I don't know why I lived so long being annoyed by the dust sleeves or dust jackets and just reading them and just constantly adjusting the dust jacket. I don't know why I lived like that. And then I finally started just taking them off and putting them on my nightstand while I was reading the book. Sometimes I don't know what aspect of mental illness this is, but sometimes I do stuff for so long and I forget that like there's probably an easier way to do something. And then I finally am like, why have I been making this so hard for so long? Who knows? Who knows? Okay, I think that's all that I have for you tonight. As always, I hope that you're doing super, super well. I will say I'm back into my reading extensively right now, and so I imagine hopefully my next book review video will come sooner than this one, so